welcome to Love, Faith, and Hope, Cafecito with Rose. Coffee. So happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I'm recording this video on Saturday, February 13th, 2021, but it will be uploaded on Valentine's Day, and this is a Valentine's Day special episode. Yay, I have my Valentine's Day coffee mug. See, it says love and it's with the red hearts, all nice and pretty. So we are celebrating Valentine's Day today. So I'm really excited about this episode. First and foremost, I am going to be answering some Valentine's Day questions. I found a questionnaire online. Hopefully I can find it again. If so, I'll be able to post that link. And it was like, I think it was a lot of questions, but I only chose like 6 because I didn't want to spend the whole video answering questions. So the last questionnaire that I did, I had a lot of fun doing it, but this video I wanted to do something a little different. So I chose 6 questions from that questionnaire. I put them in the note cards and I folded it up, and it's in this blue bow again. And so I will be just choosing at random these questions. Then I had asked on my personal Facebook, my personal Instagram page, and this on Instagram, this YouTube channel Instagram page. If you haven't started following, go ahead and follow at Love Faith Hope _ Cafecito with Rose. And I had posted asking for viewers to go ahead and send me their stories of a fun memory or funny memory of their significant other when they started dating, or during their marriage, or even just a dating experience if they were single. And so I had like about 3 that participated. So I'm going to be sharing those as well later in this episode. So without any delay, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when my next video is uploaded. And so here we go. First question. It's at random again. First question. This time I folded them up more. Okay. Which traditional gift would you rather receive? Chocolates, flowers, or a card with a personal message? Flowers. Well, why can't I have all 3? Okay, if I had to choose one, it would be flowers. I love flowers, especially roses. So, because my name is Rose and I love roses. Okay, next question is Valentine's Day more for men or women? I think it's for both. It should be for both. I think women, you know, you should be getting your husband, you know, your spouse, something for Valentine's Day, even if it's like, you know, even if you don't have any cash, like you could like cook a dinner. You could make something, but I think it should be for both. I don't think it should just be for women. I think it should be for both men and women. Okay, the next question is, what is your favorite romantic movie? Ooh, romantic movie. I would say The Notebook. Yeah, I would say The Notebook. The Notebook is my favorite romantic movie. I do like romantic comedies, so I have a lot of favorite movies, romantic comedies, but I would say The Notebook is for sure one. Okay, the next question is, how should a single person spend Valentine's Day? That's a good question, because when I was single, this is a fun fact, I never had a Valentine until I got married. I never had anybody for Valentine's Day. I never went out on a Valentine's date. I was always alone on Valentine's Day until I got married. So I spent a lot of my single years alone on Valentine's Day. Well, not alone. So what I used to do was I would spend it with some friends. So I have this friend named Ashley. Hi, Ashley. She is our deaconess at our church. But when I was single, her and I, we used to have like a girls' night. And so she would come over, we would watch, you know, chick flicks, we would eat, have a bunch of snacks, and just like spend time together. One year I did that with Ashley and my friend Loida. Hi, Loida. When she was single as well, we did that. So I always tried to do stuff because I used to hate Valentine's Day. I hated it so much, but it was because I was single and I didn't have anybody. But the last Valentine's Day before I got married, I was still single, and for the first time, and I think it was because that was after my journey, you know, with God, and, you know, going through that process that I went through, that I explained in one of my videos. I think it was the power of forgiveness. If you have not seen that video, go check it out. And that first Valentine's Day after that journey was the very first time that I actually loved Valentine's Day. And it was because I focused on my relationship with God. And I think that was like the best Valentine's Day gift that I could have received, was my salvation. So, but if you are single and you believe in God, you're a Christian, then spend time with God. Spend time, you know, with the love of your life, right? And if you don't want to be like alone at home, then I would say, well, with COVID, that's kind of hard. Well, then FaceTime. You could do FaceTime, you could do Zoom, order, you know, do some, do Uber Eats or something, and, you know, and just enjoy your time. Enjoy time with family or enjoy time with friends. I know it's kind of hard right now because of COVID, but you can always, you know, find some way to enjoy your time. Okay. Next question is a romantic gesture more powerful on Valentine's Day or on another day of the year? A romantic gesture more powerful? No, I think it should be at random, or maybe even like for your birthday or Christmas. I mean, I don't think there should be a specific day that you do something for your significant other. I think that every day you should do something for each other, even if it's something small, you know, just a good morning text sometimes. If you're not married and you're dating somebody, I would, you know, just a good morning text is something, it's a romantic gesture. Just say, hey, good morning, beautiful, or good morning, handsome, or whatever you call each other. And, you know, and I think it should, you can always be creative. And I don't think it should just be on one day. I don't think Valentine's Day should be the only day that you buy your significant other flowers, or the only day that you go out of your way for your significant other. I think it should be at any time that you feel it in your heart to do something sweet for the other person. It doesn't have to be flowers, doesn't have to be chocolates. Like I said, you could be creative and think of something. And Pinterest is always could be your best friend, okay? So you could always use Pinterest and Google. Okay, next question is, is Valentine's Day only about romantic love, or is it a good occasion to celebrate friendship as well? I think this will go hand in hand with the other question I answered about, you know, when you're single and how to celebrate, you know, Valentine's Day when you're single, because Valentine's Day is not just about romantic love. You could celebrate friendships, you could celebrate family, you could celebrate, you know, your pets, you know, you could even, and most importantly, if you're, like I mentioned, if you're a Christian and celebrate your salvation, celebrate your love for God, you know, your love of Jesus. And so it's not just about romantic love. I think it's love in general. I think that is a time that should not be the only time you express love to somebody, no matter who it is. And but no, it's not just about romantic love. That's my opinion. That's how I see it. And so yeah, there's that. Okay, this is the last question. Is this is the last question. That's a good way to end this questionnaire. Do you have any special plans for Valentine's Day? So yes, so me and my husband, we do this every year on Valentine's Day. We either do takeout from Olive Garden, or I cook something, and we just spend, you know, the day together. He usually gets me like a bouquet of roses or chocolates or balloons or stuffed animal, or some, you know, something along those lines. And so this year, because we don't like to go out to a restaurant on Valentine's Day because it's usually packed everywhere. So, and then even more so with COVID, we haven't been to a restaurant at all. So, so tomorrow on Valentine's Day, I am going to be making lasagna. So I'm gonna make lasagna and we're gonna spend the day together, and it's gonna be super cold here in San Antonio, Texas. We are going to have a freeze, so it will be nice and cozy, and so it will be really nice and romantic. So those are our plans for tomorrow. Yay! Okay, so now that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So now we're gonna go to the next part of this episode. As I mentioned, I had asked people to send in their stories. So we had we had 3 stories, okay? So first one, and they were able to be anonymous, or I could mention their name. And this person in particular told me that it was up to me if I wanted to make her anonymous or say her name. So I am going to say her name only because she mentioned her husband's name in the story. Okay, so this story came in from Facebook, and it's from my friend Christine. Hi, Christine. I've known her since the 8th grade. So yeah, so we go way back. We're really good friends. So this is when her and her husband first started dating. Okay, so this is her story. It was our first official date. Ben had taken me to Bud Jones. So we sit down and the waiter comes to us and takes our drink order. He leaves, comes back and says, "Are y'all ready to order?" We were both like, "Sure." So Ben, being the sweetheart he is, lets me go first. I order the steak and the waiter says, "Would you like a super salad?" I tell him, "Yes, that's fine." The waiter says again, "Would you like a super salad?" And I say again, "Yes, that's fine." I look at Ben and Ben says, "He's asking if you want a salad or soup." I say to the waiter, "Oh, I thought you were asking if I wanted a super salad, like a big salad. I'll take the salad." I'll never forget the waiter trying to hold his laugh in and Ben saying, "I'll take the super salad too." That was 16 years ago, and he has loved every blonde moment since. At least I hope he has. That is so cute. I love them as a couple. They are like one of the cutest couples that I know. And this next one is a video that was sent to me by my cousin Blanca. If you know my cousin Blanca, you know she's silly. She loves to make people crack up and laugh. And her husband together, they're hilarious. Okay, so here's that video.
So I decided to share one of my embarrassing moments when I met my husband. So we were laying down and I don't know why the issue came up about farting. And, and we were laying down, and I told him, I would never fart in front of you. That's not even nice, that's not even cool. And I went like this to
Oh my goodness, this is the thought of the video. That was funny. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. She's hilarious. Okay. So this next story, I'm excited to share. This one is from my sister Ruthie and her husband Marcos. She gave me permission to tell the story of how they met. So this was in November 2010, and I remember me and my sister, we went to go have dinner, and she tells me, we're having dinner, and she tells me, hey bros, do you remember Pastor Gomez? We call him the Hermano Gomez. She goes, do you remember Pastor Gomez? And she mentioned the name of the church, and she was like, yeah, I remember we used to go visit there with Dad, and I was like, oh yeah. And then she goes, well, guess what? She goes, I got in contact with his son Marcos, and she starts telling me, she goes, I contacted him, and she goes, I found him on Facebook, and she goes, and we're gonna get Daddy and and his dad together again. And I was like, oh wow. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And so she starts telling me about Marcos, right? And we gave a little bit of back history. So our parents, my parents and my brother-in-law's parents, have known each other for over 30 years. Okay, his dad is a pastor, and as I had mentioned in a previous video, I think it was in my first video, my dad was a minister, and he was an evangelist, and so he was pretty well known in like the Spanish speaking churches here in San Antonio and like some of the surrounding towns. And so, like I mentioned, he would preach at different places, and so one of the churches that he would preach at was Pastor Gomez's church. And well, time had passed and they had kind of lost contact with each other. This was before, believe it or not, for those of you that are like extremely young, this was at a time where we didn't have cell phones, or not everybody had a cell phone, okay? And so they had lost contact with each other. And so it had been a few years. Actually, it had been maybe like about almost 10 years since the last time that we had been to that church, since our parents had seen each other, since my parents and his parents had seen each other. And so my sister was really excited, and so she starts telling me of how she got in contact with him on Facebook. And she starts telling me, she's like, yeah, she goes, I saw that he had he knows like Loida, and we have a lot of mutual friends. And so she had seen a post of a mutual friend, and he had commented on it, and she got curious. She said that because his last name is with an S instead of a Z, and that always stood out to her. And so she said that she saw that, and she was like, like that looks familiar, and I'm not sure. So she says, she swears up and down that she was not trying to hook up with him. And so she said that she clicked on his profile, went through his pictures, and she saw his dad. And so she messaged Marcos and told Marcos, hey, my dad is, the Hermano Velasquez, and so on and so forth, right? And so they started talking. And so she starts telling me about Marcos. And she starts telling me, yes, girl, he's so cool, he's funny. She goes, we've been, we talk on the phone, and she goes, and he plays instruments, he sings, and my brother-in-law knows how to play like the keyboard, the bass, the drums, and he sings. And So she's telling me all this, and she's like, yeah, she goes, he even sang for me over the phone. And I'm looking at her like, you know, and she tells me, she goes, yeah, she goes, he asked me, you know, what song I wanted him to sing. She goes, and I told him that my favorite song was Levanto Mis Manos. And if you haven't heard that song, I would suggest you go check it out. It's a beautiful song, a beautiful Christian song. And so she said that he sang that song for her over the phone. And I look at her and I'm like, you like him? I'm like, so you're talking to him? And she's like, no, he's just a friend. He's just a friend. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, don't lie to me. And she's like, no, he's just a friend. He's just a friend. And, you know, he's younger than me. He is younger than my sister. She's like, he's younger than me. And she's like, no, we're just friends. I'm like, all right, whatever. And so she tells me, she was, this Sunday, I think when we were having dinner, I think it was like a Friday night or something. And she tells me, she goes, this Sunday, we're supposed to meet up. She goes, we're supposed to meet up Sunday night after church. We used to have night services at the time, and his dad has night services on Sundays. And she goes, we're supposed to meet up on Sunday night after church at Denny's downtown. And she goes, I want you to go with me. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, so you want me to like tag along? Like, this is a date? She's like, it's not a date. We're just friends. And, you know, this and this and that. So I'm like, okay, fine. All right, cool. I'll go. Oh, yeah, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. So Sunday night comes around. And so it's after service. And so me and my sister, you know, we get in the car, we're going. And she's like, fixing her hair. She's looking at herself in the mirror in the car, and she's putting on lipstick and fixing her makeup. And I'm driving, I'm looking at her like, just a friend, okay. And I told her, I said, you like him? And she's like, no, I don't. I'm like, then why are you doing? She's like, because I don't want to be looking crazy, you know. So I'm like, all right, fine. So we pull up to, oh my God. So we pull up to Denny's, right? We pull up to Denny's downtown, and as soon as I park, my sister, oh my God, my sister, my sister has asthma, okay? And I'm not making fun of her because I have asthma too. So actually I can't make fun of her because I'm asthmatic too. My sister has asthma, and so she started having a panic attack, and she like started wheezing and everything, that she needed to get her inhaler out. She started like using her inhaler, and I'm looking at her like, girl. And so I tell her, I'm like, I tell her, I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, I don't know, I just got short. And I'm like, you like him? And she's like, no, I don't. She goes, it's the weather and it's affecting my breathing. I'm like, okay, whatever. And so we go inside Denny's and we sit down at the booth and we're waiting for him. And then I could tell she's nervous. So finally, you know, he shows up. And so he sits down, he sits next to her, so he's in front of me. And my sister got like extremely shy, and my sister can be really, she is a really shy person, right? But I'm thinking to myself, like, you don't like this, you're saying you don't like this guy, you're saying that y'all are just friends and you guys been talking on the phone, so you guys should be talking. No, it was me and Marcos that were talking. We were laughing, joking around. And if you know him, which I know a lot of my viewers know him, you guys know, Marcos, and he's silly and crazy and he's real witty and he comes up with jokes quick and comebacks. And so we were just like talking, laughing and stuff like that. And my sister's all quiet, against the wall, like all, she wasn't partaking, but it was mostly me and Marcos. Finally, when we're getting ready to leave, we're both getting up from the booth, and Marcos extends his hand to help my sister come, scoot out of the booth. And I saw it all. He extends his hand, and my sister grabs his hand and she looks up at him and she gave him ojitos. I mean, to the max. She gave him ojitos. like, you know, us women and those eyes and how we can do or bat our eyes. She gave him ojitos, and I'm like, this girl, right? And so we get in the car and, you know, we say goodbye to Marcos and everything. So my sister, I'm driving to drop her off, and I'm like, girl, you gave him ojitos. And she's like, no, I didn't. And this and that. And I'm like, you like him. Don't lie to me. You're lying to me. You like him. And then she was like, okay. She goes, yeah. She goes, okay, fine. She goes, okay. Yeah, I like him. I kind of like him. And so I'm like, okay, that's fine, you know? And then so I was like, finally, you admitted it. You know, I don't know why you were denying it. And then so, so then that Tuesday comes around, and his dad has services on Tuesday nights. And so my sister tells me, she's like, hey, she goes, I want to go to his church on Tuesday night. Would you go with me? And so I told her, I said, yeah, sure, I'll go with you. So we went, and we got there a little early. We were walking in, we could hear the music playing, but we knew service hadn't started yet. So when we walk in, Marcos is up on the stage, and he was like tuning things out. So he was like playing the music, just making sure the sound is right, you know, and all that. So he was singing. I don't remember what song he was singing. Honestly, don't remember. But he was singing a song, a worship song. But as soon as we walked in and he saw my sister, he changed the song. Whatever he was singing, he started singing Levanto mis manos, which was my sister's favorite song. And at that moment, I was like, it's a done deal. Like, he's so into her, right? And so I'm like, okay. So me and my sister, we sit down in the last row. We sit down, and he's, you know, he finished singing. And so he finished, he comes down from the altar, and he starts telling, you know, people, God bless you, you know, telling people, hi, God bless you. And so he comes up to us where we were sitting. He shakes my hand, he tells me, God bless you. He shakes my sister's hand, tells her, God bless you. And then he walks off and goes to the sound room. As soon as he walked off, I looked at my sister, because she's sitting to the side of me. I looked at my sister, and I told her, I said, you just met your husband. And when she looked at me, she went, Mommy! She got all freaked out. Oh my goodness, I will never forget that. And the rest is history. This November 2nd, they will be married for 9 years. So I was right. She met her husband. I knew it all along. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when my next video is uploaded. Don't forget to comment, share this video, and also don't forget to follow this channel on Instagram at lovefaithhope_Cafecito with Rose. Bye, God bless. Happy Valentine's Day.